So far, I've made thousands of dollars, over 3,000, probably over $4,000 now. You'll get those right people one day who don't care no more, and they gonna really smash and DoorDash. The reviews are there, the ratings are there. Playing with who? Don't play with me. My car playlist is something serious. It's nothing to play with. Well, that's a pretty bad way to start the conversation. At the end of the day, God, I'm killing it. I know well y'all feeling this. To the top of my Maybach. Sunroof, like, yeah, I bet you haters can't get this. This costs more than probably your mom's whole life. Like, you can't even get these where I am from. I mean, you guys are bums. Look at So I was in a fast food restaurant picking up food for Uber Eats, right? Someone else, another lady, and she had her daughter with her. She was a little girl. She looked like she could have started school, but she wasn't in school. We ain't gonna talk about it. So she has 2 orders. Clearly you can kind of tell, because the one that we have to go to is specifically for third-party deliveries. So she has 2, one bag and another bag, and so she's waiting for drinks. So her daughter's like helping her hold some of the first 2 orders that part of the orders that she got. So this lady, the lady is holding the 2 bags of food. She drops them. One opens up, and then like I was looking, because I was like, oh, oops, and she starts stuffing the stuff back in the bag. And then they finally came with the other drinks, and she just got all the stuff and going back to the car. Me, in that situation, I would have let it fall on the floor, and I would have been like, hey, I dropped the food. I need another order for this person. Most of the food is probably GMO anyway, so it's like, and I know y'all probably throw away tons of food already anyway, so what is it that you're going to make another order? I'm not about to, what? And then if it's a lot of food, what I do, I be like, all right, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna take this to the car first, and then I'm gonna come back for that if it's too much for me to handle. Because first of all, I do not want to drop anybody's food, and second of all, I think it's just unsanitary to pick up food. I think it's unsanitary to pick up food off of the floor and take it to them. I mean, granted, I am leaving the food. When people be like, leave your food at the door, I'm leaving their food pretty much like on the ground. But if the food drops out and you're stuffing the stuff back into the bag, that's just nasty to me. That's just not sanitary manners, in my opinion. I don't know if that's even a thing. To me, that's not sanitary. I'm already kind of OCD-ish. I just think that is wholly nasty. See, and that's why the people I deliver for, it's like we in the upper echelon or so. Because first of all, I vow to not take any orders less than $5 anyway. And if it's a lot of miles, I'm analyzing it as I'm doing it, but 9 times out of 10, I'm not taking orders that's less than $5 anymore. I didn't learn my lesson. So $2.50 orders, no, I'm not doing those. That lady is a $250 type of person. That's who, if you paying $250 and you're not paying no tips, that's the person that needs to be delivering for you, not me, because that's, no. Well, that's a pretty bad way to start the conversation. At the end of the day, goddamn it, I'm killing this shit. I know damn well y'all feeling this shit. So how is it so far doing Uber Eats? It's been cool. I would say, if anything, the negatives that people probably wouldn't like about doing this is a lot of driving, a lot of miles on your car, often having to get gas and oil changes. I got an oil change in July, and I just got another one a week or so ago in August. And then while I was there, and also maintenance on the car, while I was there, they were saying, yeah, you're up for new tires soon. And I can see it myself, like the tires are getting really low. Like, so I'm like, ugh, okay. So it's a lot of wear and tear on the car. If I had a lease car, this would be out of the question. That's it, that's all. I do not like getting Walmart orders anymore, because a couple of times I've gone and they've been like, oh, someone else picked up that order. Oh, or they canceled. Oh, they're doing a return. Just always weirdness. And I do not like, I haven't had it happen often. I only had it happen twice, but when people take away their tip. One person took it away and I didn't see their face or anything. So, and that was like when I first like started. And then like a couple of weeks ago or last month, I remember this guy's face. I remember his name. I remember the area he lived in. I don't remember the exact house, but if I was to go in that area again, I would be able to know, because I think it was a weird colored house. Well, it was a townhouse. I would be able to recognize it. And I remember him because he did the most. He did the extra. He got African food, and he may have been African himself, to be honest. Then when he said, leave at the door. And when I get to the door, he opens the door all extra fast. Hey, what's your Cash App? I don't tip through the app. In my mind, I was like, I only picked up the order because it called, I mean, well, first of all, he lived far as hell from the place where he ordered from. And I picked up the order only because it was an amount that was acceptable. It was more than, of course, way more, not way more, but yeah, it was pretty much more than $5. And I was, in my mind, I was like, it already showed that the tip was added. Well, they estimate like this is how much it's cost, including tip, you know. And so, well, you probably don't know if you don't do Uber Eats, but that's what it usually say when it sends the notification to your phone. So I took the order, and so in my mind when he did that, I was like, it already showed a tip in there or whatever. So I gave him the Cash App that I had. I don't have a personal one, so I gave him that, and he was like, okay, thank you. And so Uber Eats give the person up to an hour to, if they want to change the tip or not. So I get a notification. Well, I didn't get a notification. I went back because I go say thank you at the end of the day of, if I haven't done it throughout the day, I go and I say thank you to all the people who sent me a tip. And so when I clicked on his, it said, this trip was supposed to be this amount, but now it's this amount, and it was less. And I was like, that is so trifling. I think that is so trifling. Because if someone's especially delivering, you shouldn't be not tipping. I think that is wholly trifling. Unless you're probably a student, a college student or something like that. Like, I think regardless, you should be tipping. It should be in whatever your budget is, what you're about to spend, you should be adding in some tip in that. Because people are physically driving. Like I've never been a bad tipper. People, if anything, people are like, why you tip so much? Because I appreciate if someone's serving me, you know? So I think that was trifling of him to do that. And I remember him because he did the absolute most for no reason. Why you do all of that? Like, you don't even have to do all of that. Now I remember you. So if I get your order again, I'm gonna cancel it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm like, people got to be careful, especially when you tipping. You should tip, because it was another lady who didn't tip, and she lived pretty far, and she had, I don't remember her name, I don't remember where she lived, but I do remember that it was a $2.50 delivery. She didn't tip. She was far. It was Chick-fil-A. And when I got to the order, two other people had canceled before me, so they had to make her food over again. And when I got to her house, this was like way before I caught on to game. It's like literally like probably the first week I started Uber Eats. When I got to her, I was about to tell her, maybe you should tip next time. That's why it probably took so long for your order to get here, because first of all, you're far and you didn't even tip. When it's $2.50, 9 times out of 10, they only did the net fare and no tip. I'm like, maybe next time you should want a tip. Because I'm like, it can be, you'll get those right people one day who don't care no more, and they gonna really smash and DoorDash. Like, did I just make that up? Yeah, I just made that up. Literally, they can throw your food at your door, smash it up against the door, and dash. Be like, of course, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to cancel your order. I'm not even dealing with that, because on my side, like I said, it's like the upper echelon over here. Like, I think highly of my deliveries, because now I'm not really taking people. I have recently taken a $2.50 order only because it was less than a mile away. Literally, the person, I guess they were literally like across. It was like a little road, because it was like a little center, and they was literally across the road from the Starbucks, and it was $2.50. And I figured, I was like, they right there. I figured they probably couldn't get off of work or leave because they was at work. And so I was like, oh, okay, that made sense. Otherwise, if it's a mile or more out, I'd be like, nah, it don't make no sense to me. Another story. I did an order before, and it took a very long time. It took over an hour. And I think in the app, it had said, before I got it probably said like 40 something minutes to do this order. So it was in the beginning when I first started. So this person, it was an $8 order from some Chinese food out of the mall. And they was at work in another city. I know he was probably hot and mad because I got there. It took so long, because I had never been in that mall to buy food before. So I was walking all over the mall to find the food court and find where this place was. And like, I had my baby with me, so the stroller. It was just, I felt bad, because I'm just like, no, I felt bad. Yeah, it did bother me for like a day or so, because I'm just like, dang, I got his food to him so late, and it took me forever. But now I know. So it was a lesson learned, but it sucked that it had to happen with that person. But also, it's just like, why did you order food from a whole nother, you couldn't find any other Chinese food from within that, from that radius, from the mall to where you were. Like, it was over 10 miles for sure. Because, and then when I got in the car when I finally got the food from the mall by itself, it told me I remember on the app, the distance, the time I remember was 32 minutes. Why do you let people order stuff like that? Why? It was no traffic neither. It was just weird. I don't like stuff like that. Ultimately, overall, I pretty much like Uber, because it has helped me out tremendously. I like it a lot because you can cash out daily. So if someone's trying to get money like now, like not often, I mean, usually people like, you get rich quick schemes. Like, that's not a scheme. If you get approved and everything and you are in there, you literally can make the money and cash out that day. So I really like that a lot. I've realized I've learned some things while doing this. So I realized certain areas that I will go to, and I will cut on find trips or go online, because I've noticed that the pay is more in these certain areas. So, and then I try not to cut it on around Walmart areas, because I do not like Walmart orders, as I said. I've done one AutoZone order before, and that's about it. That's not food wise. Oh, and then before I had did a couple of, by accident, I had touched it, some Walmart orders. It was like 9 orders in one. They do those, there'll be like opportunities, but that one was an accident. I did not mean to do it. I was frantic. I was like, I want to cancel this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I wound up doing it, because with those kind of orders, they're not huge. You like, one person had bug spray, another person had like some Dove soap, another person had a funnel and a folder, another person had a printer and some paper. So it'd be stuff like that when I think, from my experience, the few that I have taken. when it's a lot of multiple Walmart trips, it's usually like little items like that, not big groceries. Now, if it's one, it's probably big. If it's one Walmart order, and 9 times out of 10, it's probably it's a grocery order. Do not like those at all. I haven't gotten any tips from any of the Walmart orders. That's why I do not take them anymore. Don't care. So I found a routine. So when I go to those certain areas, I haven't gotten down packed to I don't think it's that serious, but to the point where I would want to do lunch and when I would want to do dinner. So that's what I usually do. I usually do Uber Eats during the week. I do it for lunchtime and dinner time. Sometimes I get caught up and I'll be doing it in between lunch. And sometimes those orders actually be not bad, actually. It's just sometimes they be far, and I'm wondering if it's because it's not many Uber drivers out at that time. So I'm not too sure about that, but I try to go where the restaurants are, where there's a lot of restaurants and they usually pay well. So bing, 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 bing. I like that I can experience different areas that I otherwise would have never known about, and experience different restaurants. I'd be like, oh, I gotta come back and try this place out or something. So I do like that a lot, and I like that it's quick customer service. Like I can give them a lot of good service in a few seconds, or if I don't see them, then I do it via the app. So I like that. I like to give good customer service, and that customer service is big with me. I've been working since I was 14, and that I was working at a hair salon from like 14 to 17 years old, but since I've been in customer service in all kinds of industries. This is like my first kind of doing it in food though. Customer service is huge to me. If somebody has bad customer service, I'm tearing that business up. I'm on Yelp, leaving reviews. At the end of the day, I might be getting money back because I've done that so much. Like people have been asking me, can you take down your review? Can you do this? Because I get specific, I get serious. I do not like bad customer service. I don't care who your business is. I don't care who the business is. If you got bad customer service, I'm tearing that ass up. That's on that. So I like that I can do fast customer service and give them good customer service in a small amount of time, and then I can reset myself in the car. I haven't gotten anybody who's been like bad. Like if you're in customer service, like at a store or something, you might have a bad customer, and then you probably still in that nasty mood when the next person come up and they don't deserve that. Like I don't like that. So I do like this, and you don't have to deal with the customers long at all. The most you probably interacting more with the restaurants, telling you what order it is and all that stuff. So yeah, I like that. When I'm doing deliveries, I got a bag from Pizza Hut one time. It was a few weeks ago, and it's just like the Pizza Hut bag. It's not the Pizza Hut exact bag, but you know how they keep the pizza warm and that kind of bag. So I have that, but it's not an Uber Eats one. And I keep my seat warmers on. If the food is hot, I keep my seat warmer on, period. It's not that many people who get like cold things. Like last night I did an ice cream order. So I took it out of the seat, or I turned the heater off so to keep their food cold. It was just like some little ice cream. Because it was ice cream shop, so I'm assuming it was ice cream. It was cold. And like when you feel the bottom of the bag, it was cold. So anyway, so yeah, so I keep their food cold. I mean, cold if it's cold, and I keep it hot if it's hot. So that when they get it, it's not that bad. And I was really proud of one of my orders. Like it was a pretty big Chick-fil-A order, and I got the food. It was one of those instances that I was like, all right, I'm gonna take this to the car, and I'm gonna come back and get the rest of the food and drinks. And I got them their food hot like I made it in the car. Joint was so hot. I was so proud of myself. I was so proud of myself. I was like, the food is stupid hot. They gave me more of a tip than what they had initially. So I was like, they're probably happy too. Or they felt bad because I was in the rain too. It was slightly raining. It wasn't raining too much. It was drizzling. Either way, I was proud of that order because that food was so hot. If I didn't have that bag, their food wouldn't have probably been that hot. Man, when I put the thing about the bag, it was like steaming. I was like, come on, get these people their food. They hungry. I was proud of that. Yeah, I try to get their food to them real fast. I don't play in between. We picking up, going straight to the customer. I don't know, I don't know. Maybe they lollygag, because a lot of people also mention, they be like, dang, that was fast. Wow, that was fast. That was fast. So I guess I like that Uber probably overestimates in the app, because so when you go and you deliver the food, either it's at the time or less than the time. So I don't know, I never used Uber Eats before. I've used DoorDash like when I was pregnant twice, and that's it. That's the only delivery service I've ever used. Any work that I do, I usually take it pretty seriously. Like it's like doing half-ass stuff is not something I do, because I feel incomplete. So I pretty much put my all into any work that I do. So same goes for Uber Eats. So I put my all into it. And I'm gonna show you my stats and stuff. You see my stats. To that goofy comment under my previous video, my first time doing Uber, I left it up there. I'm just leave it up there to see how many far left people there are in this world. Well, who see that video. To that comment who said, baby, you can't be playing with nobody's food. Where did you see me playing with someone's food? Did you not see that it was my first time and my first reaction to doing Uber Eats? I think I left a comment. I didn't go in on her as much as I probably would have gone in. My mood was probably in a good sign at that time, so I didn't go off. I just don't understand. Did you see me go, and then the few people who liked her comment, yo-yos, get up, go. If you translated my first reaction as to playing with people's food, you got a hard life ahead of you. I didn't go in someone's food, playing with their food. Look at my stats. What do you mean playing with somebody's food? I'm not playing with nobody's food because I wouldn't want them to play with my food. Did you see you seen it. You see it. Don't play with me. The compliments are there. The reviews are there. The ratings are there. Playing with who? Don't play with me. Stop playing with me. That's what you need to stop doing. Like, I understand. I do understand why I get some of the compliments I understand why I get the compliments I do. Like, if it's not complimenting me as a person, like, or my name or how I look or something like that. If they're complimenting my service to them as a delivery driver or delivery driver, I understand, because I remember my sister was like, you're like the only American I've ever seen do this. And then she would tell, like, before I even started doing Uber Eats, she would like send like texts or so as showing how someone who she, like, when she orders something, they would send it to the exact wrong house. Like, one time it was not even the same numbers on her address or same street. They were like far gone. It's the one they weren't in a whole different city. Like, I was like, dang, they'd be far off. So I understand why people say certain things that they say, and then I'd be on time and people would say that I'm communicating well with them. I'm well spoken. I give them good service. I'm friendly. I put their food was nice and neat and stuff. Like, I understand it, because I've seen how some people have been. I've seen, like, that lady dropping that food. Girl, that's $2.50. That's what a $2.50 service will get you. Your food falling out your bag and she's stuffing it. That's that kind of service. That's why I don't take those, because I'm just like, nah, I'm better than that. I'm way better than that. Like, what? So yeah, I take it pretty seriously. You're not gonna shit on my work. You're gonna shit on what I've done. you know. So like I'm taking this all extra seriously. So far I've made thousands of dollars, over $3,000, probably over $4,000 now in Uber Eats, and what, it's been 2 months and some change. So I can't not complain. It has paid my bills. It's not enough to pay for my rent. It is enough to pay for my bills though, and some other stuff that, especially eating. A lot of that, I mean, not a lot, but I always have to remember that I have to get gas, because I'm almost getting gas like every day. I try to do like, I like to keep my tank at a half a tank. So usually every day I'm doing like $20 for gas. I got my little groove for Uber Eats. Some days I'm not feeling it and I'll just cut it off. But I got my little car playlist. My car playlist is something serious. It's nothing to play with. And the dance routines that I come up with, the good energy that's up in here, it's something. It's a little something. It's something for the car. Not too unsafe, not too hectic, not, you know, you're not gonna lose no breath over it and anything, you know. It's something. So I'm gonna just look. That's the sunroof. Diamond rain with my, yeah, I was on the road. So sick. Okay, every time I hear that part, I like the song. I definitely like it because J. Cole's on it. But it's so funny to me because it's such a braggadocious song. Oh, camera shaking, girl, shaking the camera. The song is such a braggadocious song. It's so funny. But that part when she be like, look at my shoes, look at my shoes. I may be getting this little girl's name. Maybe her name is Lil Tay, maybe. I don't know. She looked like she was Asian descent. She was a little girl. I seen the video clip a long time ago. And she was like in the video, she was like, yeah, I bet you haters can't get this. This costs more than probably your mom's whole life. Like, you can't even get these where I am from. I mean, you guys are bums. Look at my shoes. Look at my shoes. Like that. That's exactly what it reminds me of.
Well, that's a pretty bad way to start a conversation. At the end of the